Thanks for checking out the Rudits and Laws podcast, driven by the Ford Ranger Raptor, inspired by desert racing. Ford Ranger Raptor has been developed by the Australian design and engineering team with Ford Performance DNA for true enthusiasts.
Hello. Already Tuesday morning. Can you believe it? The week is flying by. How is everyone this morning?
Fantastic.
That good?
Love it.
Wow, beautiful.
Cold this morning.
It was a bit fresh,
And
yeah.
windy last night.
Yep.
First windy night we've had for a long time, I reckon.
Yeah,
I wore my
agree.
dressing gown over my clothes into work,
Oh, did you?
and I just had to leave it in the car.
That'd be
and it
good.
was-
Oh, please
you
wear
wore
it
your
in.
dressing down to work.
What colour is it?
It's purple fluffy.
Oh, I want to see it.
Oh, you want to see it? I'll wear
Yeah.
it in tomorrow.
Righto.
No, I had to leave it in the car, and taking it off was one of the most excruciating experiences of my life.
got your
I'd just gotten cozy.
Do you park your car in the street or in your driveway?
No, under the building. Don't worry.
No, at home.
No, in the driveway. I mean, people can still see. There's nobody out and about, but if they, trust me, I go out in that thing all time of the day. I took the bins out in it. I'm out and about in the dressing gown. Don't worry.
Mum used to drive me to school in a
the
night, and I used to go,
dressing gown.
please don't break down. She had no teeth in.
Oh, no
and,
teeth!
Yeah, and I used to look out the other side of the window. I just couldn't.
Don't
And this went
know
on for
it.
years. I thought, please don't break down.
Oh,
please.
no.
What, in a nightie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no
Beautiful.
teeth.
I used to
Hair
hate
not
that
done.
too, but now I understand it. I'm like, yeah, of course you don't want to
Comforts,
get out of the dressing
comforts
gown.
everything when you get older.
Yeah. Hey, Tex Walker's coming in this morning. It's a massive week, a Thursday showdown.
Oh, it is. I reckon Port are playing tricks here too.
What do you mean?
I'll tell
We
you
don't
a bit
do that.
later. I reckon they
Nah,
are.
we're
What do you
full on
mean,
honest.
tricks?
Yeah, I'll tell
What do
you
you mean,
later.
tricks?
I'll tell you later.
We'll ask him all about Rory Sloane. That was quite sad yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went down for the press conference. He
Yeah.
spoke absolutely brilliantly down there to
Yep.
the players and everything. So we'll have a chat to Tex about that. The Rumour Mill's back. We need someone to ring in for $1,000 for the best rumour.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say what's next, what should be next on Peter Malinowski's agenda for the big sporting events in South Australia.
Oh, really? You've got an idea?
Got a good idea.
Oh, look forward to that.
I have some exciting news.
What news?
You are fake news.
Well, that's good news.
Triple M breakfast with Rudits and Laws.
Overnight news.
Yeah, Rory Sloane decided to hang up the boots yesterday. He's given it 110% his whole career and his fight to try and get back and play another game. But in the end, the risk of going blind was too much for him.
It's because you love what you do. You cherish all those moments in the locker rooms, the moments on the ground, the moments training together, the hard moments, the enjoyment of those wins after games. It's more that realisation you've got to let that go. But that's probably why I'm going to stick around and hang out the rest of the year.
Yeah, it was really hurting him yesterday making the decision. I think in a month's time or 2 months' time, he realised he absolutely did make the right decision. But at the moment, he just still wants to play footy.
Yeah.
He said last year they'll have to drag me out of the joint. That's how much he loves playing footy. But
I suppose he's not going to play sort of, sometimes people still play amateur and,
he won't be playing
No,
anything because
'cause
he
it's
doesn't
just-
even have to get a hard knock for him to detach his retina again and lose his sight. And he's met a lot of people, and doctors have told him he is absolutely lucky to have all his vision now. So
He's tried everything, the poor bloke. He's been through a lot, hasn't he?
yeah, he has. But I think the best thing that he'll remember and he can take away from it is he is universally loved by everyone across the competition, and that rarely happens. That is 1% of people, less than 1% of people, and there
Zero
wouldn't be
haters.
anyone say a bad word about him, the way he plays the game and the way he conducts himself off the field. So, well done, Rory.
New Tim Tam out on the market.
Oh, are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
What is it?
It's the cafe latte.
Oh,
Tim Tam.
you're joking.
Like a coffee flavour.
Can we get some?
Yeah, sure. The people at Tim Tam, can you please bring some in? Or do you mean, can we buy them at the supermarket?
No, I
out
meant
there
both,
yet?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're coming out in the next sort of 24 hours, I
Might
think.
need some for morning tea.
We might need a little dabble.
Are you guys Tim Tam? What's your go-to Tim Tam? Do you like the dark chocolate? Do you like the
No,
caramel?
just the normal chocolate.
Standard.
But
God,
and the
they're
old
good.
suck your coffee through the
No,
the Tim
thank
Tam straw.
They're
Unbelievable.
no mint slice.
Amazing. What?
They're no
They're
mint
no mint
slice.
Oh,
slice.
come on.
Very different experience. I'm anti Tim Tam.
I could eat a whole packet, no problem.
I used to be able to
What?
eat.
Yeah, easily.
A whole packet
Whole
of Tim
packet.
Tams
Yep.
in
Rude.
one sitting.
No worries.
I used to be able to.
And go for a second packet.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it.
I used to be able to do a whole packet of Tim Tams from Foodland to my house in Paracombe.
Oh,
It
you
was
two
it
need
was
to
a
look in the mirror.
14-minute drive.
Disgusting.
And I would pound them on the way home so I didn't have to share them with my siblings.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
And then I would obviously have health issues. There was issues, but I could smash it.
You ate a packet of Tim Tams on the way home.
One after the other, just boom, boom, boom. Just, I don't know. They're
No, I get
so
it.
more.
Now, can I just go back? Like
I
sucking
can't
the coffee
understand
through.
why your mum got angry with you at all.
I don't like a soggy biscuit.
Oh, no,
So-
but you just eat the whole thing. It
I
just
know, but
melts in your mouth.
I like to dip my biscuits quick, really quick, just to melt the chocolate. I just
Okay.
smashed my head on the
did.
desk talking about that. But yeah, no, I don't. I'm anti-Tim
Quite
Tams.
animated story,
If I did that with Tim Tams, I would have got killed. We had yo-yos. That was.
Oh no, I was a grown woman. I was like an adult. I was working at Foodland,
Oh, you're
and I
an
would
adult.
buy them, and I didn't want anyone to eat them when I got home. So I just,
there'd be World War III in our
yeah.
job.
I wasn't.
You
My,
did that.
my mental health wasn't fantastic, obviously, if I was slamming a packet of Tim Tams in 14 minutes. But those were the good old days.
Could be a record.
It could be.
Something you should be proud of.
Hey, what's going on with
Hey,
AI?
you know, AI. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm scared by this sort of thing. Maybe it's the same as when the internet first came out.
Exactly.
We probably shouldn't be that
Robotics.
scared. But anyway, Charles Darwin University has released a study saying that 1.3 million jobs in Australia will be gone over the next 4 years because of AI.
Right.
1.3 million. Now, they've named the
The world's
top
going to
three.
blow up too in a
Yeah.
year.
They're saying admin jobs. If you work in these sectors, admin, customer service, food services, your jobs will be obsolete. The
gives me
one
the
safe area they're talking about is manual labour. So they're saying AI can't
What
take
really
over
gives
that.
And you
me
don't
the-
like doing that.
No. So I'll just carry on doing what I do now.
What really
Nothing.
gives me the shadivers is the fact that people go, it's AI, it's AI. It's like, yes, the technology is artificial intelligence, but it's people employing it. So it's like it takes the responsibility away from the CEOs and all the people who are making these decisions to replace jobs.
Yeah.
It's not robots going, we are taking over. It's people going, we want to
trying to
save
save
money.
money.
We want to save money. So it's not AI's coming in and it's like this computer's going to come in and steal our jobs. It's human beings going, I want to save money, so I'm going to use a
They
robot
said
instead.
automation was going to kill
Automation,
everyone
yeah.
too, but we're at the lowest unemployment.
But that's a
in
big change,
50
though.
years.
If they're saying 1.3 million jobs in just 4 years
But it
in a
might
country this
create more
size.
jobs.
New jobs will
Okay.
show up.
Yeah, yeah.
It might create more jobs
New
by
jobs
being
all
more
the time.
efficient and more profitable.
Yeah.
It's true.
Hey, what about a lady that we all love? I mean, Sandra Sully is idolised
Oh.
and has been for 20, 30 years,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, trusted, very
By,
trusted woman.
she's
in
a bit
years.
Rory Sloane-ish.
Yeah, she
she's
is.
loved by blokes and women, everyone. I don't think anyone dislikes Sandra Sully.
And one of the great sayings in the Australian vernacular, isn't it?
Exactly
Good on you,
right.
Sandra.
The late news.
Yeah.
Sandra
Yeah.
Sully's
When
the
someone
late
gives you a
news.
bit of news that, sort of broke
Yeah.
weeks ago, we all knew. Your one mate in the circle didn't. Oh, good on you, Sandra.
Thanks, Sandra. But even
don't even have to
champions
say Sully.
have bad days, and she was reporting on Pauline Hanson, who is fighting some claims against another lady in court at the moment. She was reporting on it last night. She didn't quite get her words right.
Plus, Pauline Hanson in court, why the One Nation leader has been forced to fight claims that she is a rapist.
Here's how we wake up
Racist,
in the
I
morning,
apologise,
after
and correct,
we kiss the
racist.
Oh no.
So she was meant
Oh,
to say
no.
racist, which is not great, but that's what she was accused of.
Yeah.
But got the C's and P's mixed up and went with the
I
role
mean,
rapist.
neither are great, but I don't think anyone's ever going to accuse Pauline Hanson of being a rapist. I don't think that's something that's come up or,
no, but- Yeah, racist was what she was meant to say, but even Sandra got it wrong.
We all
once
make
in a blue
mistakes.
moon.
Celebrities.
Got a bit of celebrity news for you.
Influencers.
Instagram, Triple M Adelaide page, whatever that means.
He's got his ear to the ground.
It'll be downloaded, uploaded. What do you do? to them?
It's time for Chris Dittmar's
OMG.
All right, fair bit to get through here. Liz, I'm going to throw this one to you first up. Yeah, one of the things they say on your wedding day is, don't, or on at a wedding, don't take the focus off the bride.
Sure,
Or can I just
yeah.
give some advice out there? Don't have Margot Robbie as your bridesmaid.
No.
Some girl in Queensland over the weekend, Britt Claxton. Margot
Yeah.
Robbie's her bestie.
You couldn't even
Well-
have her at
And
the wedding, let alone
You
her
should
wedding
see the
party.
photos. My God, there's
They're
not
all
one ugly person in the
stunning.
place.
Nah, they're all stunning.
Margot Robbie. Do you reckon the focus was slightly off the bride? If you have a look at the photos, I
Maybe
don't.
in the media, but most people at the thing probably know her and, you know.
Should you ask her to dress down?
Yeah.
The thing about the pictures I've seen, they're all wearing white. So all the
Yeah.
bridesmaids and the bride are all
It'd be
wearing
the
white.
hottest wedding I've ever
What,
seen.
so
Oh,
the-
yeah.
So the bride's wearing
White, and they're wearing off-white. Yeah, it's a new trend.
Something in this job, just moving on, something that you never, ever, ever want to be accused of, and it has happened from time to time, and I deny it totally, but don't you know who I am? Like, you're trying to get into a bar or a nightclub or into the footy or whatever. Don't you know who I am?
Yeah.
Albo had one of these moments over the weekend. He turned up to the rallies about domestic violence and apparently has gone with, don't you want me to speak?
Yeah.
I am the Prime Minister.
It was awkward.
He's given it the I am the Prime Minister.
Come on, Albo.
It's just looking at him and said, what?
It's a couple of people having public tantrums, which is annoying because it takes the focus away from what it's meant to be about.
Don't you know who I am?
Don't you know who I am?
Come
well,
on,
we
eh?
do. We
Yeah.
still didn't want
Well,
you to
they're
speak.
And that's why we didn't want you to speak.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We do know,
Hey,
mate. That's the
in the
point.
world of
overseas.
in the world of rock and roll, big story. U2, the band, Edge, has split from his wife. Does it mean she's lost her edge
Oh,
or not?
mean.
she hasn't found what she's looking for.
Oh no. Apparently, she said, "I'm going to carry on with or without you."
Oh,
No,
goodness
she-
I'm
me.
in physical pain.
And yeah, now
had a
she's
different
just won.
desire.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
All right. I think we got as much out of that as we could have. A body language expert, you'll be happy with this. A body language expert has said that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will be together forever.
No, they won't.
That's great.
I mean,
Has studied them closely, looked at their body language, looked at everything.
she said that about the Edge and his wife.
All right. So,
No, I don't think they will. I think
You
the
don't think?
Not because they're not good. I just think the pressure's too much. Just no one can survive that
Right.
scrutiny
If anyone would know, you would.
about being broken up with.
No
yeah.
pressure. You live
Yeah.
under that sort of scrutiny.
Oh
like.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a magnifying
You do.
glass,
All right.
constant.
What
Going through my
about this? You
bins.
must have seen over the weekend the Miss Universe contest, which has had its fair share of knockers over the years, hasn't it? Anyway, the Miss Universe contest.
What is this segment? What is it?
Oh, no, it's pathetic, isn't it? Anyway, in Argentina, 60-year-old Miss Universe. Have you seen her? Alejandra Maria Rodriguez in Buenos Aires.
Arriba,
There's enough R's in there. Isn't there?
How old is
Anyway, 60.
6-0.
I know. She can travel free on the bus, and she's in the Miss Universe contest. It's unbelievable. No, you ought to check her out. She
I've
is
seen her.
frightening.
Women like that.
She got in from 8 to 9 at the supermarket in COVID, didn't
That's
she?
right.
Exactly.
Women like that stress other women out because we go, oh God, is that what the expectation
I know.
is? She is so hot.
Could she win it at the age of 60?
She could do anything.
Oh, she's 8 to 1 apparently.
8 to 1?
Yeah, in the market.
Right.
She's an outsider, but back her each way.
All right, there you go. That's our celebrity goss.
It's Rudy Talons.
We got some betting in there for Rudy as well.
Triple M.
When you think about superstar news readers, you think of Eddie Maguire, Bruce McAvaney, maybe George Danikian. Who else would you come up
Denise.
with?
Jane Doyle,
Jane
Jane
Doyle.
Doyle.
Kevin Crease.
Yeah, but Sandra Sully sits right up comfortably in that group,
Huge.
I think, doesn't
Yeah.
she? She's
National.
everyone's favourite. Men and women love her. Blokes have sat up late on many a night just to see Sandra read out the news and just to get a glimpse of how good she's looking. And
By blokes, do you mean you?
yeah, I'm one of them.
Speaking from personal experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Yeah,
Sandra.
had the pleasure of meeting her a few times.
Oh.
Old Sandra.
Have ya?
Right.
Yeah, she loves the footy and she goes to a few events.
Who's
so
her team?
Pardon?
Who's her team?
Crows, obviously.
I
I was on that night anyway. But she had a bit of a blooper yesterday. She doesn't make many bloopers, Sandra, and people forgive her. But this is a good one. She got her P's and C's mixed up when talking about Pauline Hanson.
Plus, Pauline Hanson in court. Why the One Nation leader has been forced to fight claims that she is a rapist.
Here's how we line up
Racist,
in the
I
morning,
apologise,
after
and correct,
we kiss the
racist.
Oh,
She just jumped in mid-grab
One of the
just to
worst.
try and save herself from drowning.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, Pauline's been called a lot of things. She hasn't been called a rapist
No,
before.
she's never been called that.
Yes, now.
But it does happen. Everyone makes mistakes
Yeah.
in front of a microphone. Even one of our great mates, Peter Hellier.
Seriously, I did a Finnish sauna in Finland where I was just surrounded by 4 strange blokes and nude and whacking off with wait, no. Let me finish. Whacking with birch leaves. They whack you with birch leaves.
Come on, Pete. Keep it clean, buddy. Oh, God. What about this American newsreader?
Check your panties. About 175,000 rice. I think that was supposed to be pantries.
Oh no!
Get in your pantries, not your
Check your-
panties. Our Prime Minister at the time, ScoMo, he made this blunder.
This brings
to completion the full financial commitment of the Commonwealth Government to this city shaping. Got to be careful with that. The city shaping. I'm sure that'll get a run.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It still is, Scott. Really, as much as that when you tackled that kid and dropped him to the ground. Bloody hell. Come on.
Should have got re-elected just on that.
And the ukulele as well. God, he had some moments.
Yeah, he had a few horrors, old ScoMo. But anyway, he did his job for a while. Sandy Roberts, one of the great sports broadcasters in Australia, made this big mistake.
No, Leanne talking, Leanne Dick, I should say. And Leanne, it's going to be very interesting to we come to the stage now, and that is, I guess, fashions on the field. And
Miss Australia competitor Leanne Dick, and he said called her Leanne Cock,
and he says he practiced for out because he knew he was nervy.
Didn't she end up marrying someone whose last name was Cock?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that is.
Yeah,
one
we
of
did
the
that story
craziest
recently,
things
and she
out
caught
there.
up with Sandy Roberts recently, all these years after it. Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah.
Kitty Flanagan on the project.
We're joined now by the Oracle on everything, Kitty Flanagan. Now, Kitty, should I be worried about my job?
Well, if you keep calling me Clitty.
Oh, God, I mean, it just can happen to anyone. Even Greg Blewett got his words mixed up.
Down at the Adelaide Crows. I love dumping blokes after one game down there.
I'm going to dump you in a minute. Let's go to Greg from Seafood Meadows. Greg, did the Crows get the selection right?
Meadows. Come on, Bluey. I mean, Bluey's made a few mistakes, but haven't we all?
Oh,
Yes, I think Roo. Do we have one of Roo? Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah.
Regurgitator, UMI, Grinspoon, they're all playing there, plus many more at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre in June. Tickets on sale now at ticketek.com. .com.
You just wanted everyone to come to the event.
Fill the joint. Absolutely fill the entertainment
That's
centre.
the end of the segment.
Yeah, no, it's not actually.
yes, it
no,
is.
you don't get off scot-free, Loz.
No. Kia unleashed the beast, and now you can explore the beauty with the redesigned Kia Sportage. Head to kia.com/ADR for more information.
Everyone's got it on their
And
mind.
how the hell you escaped it is
I don't
one
know.
of the wonders of the world.
That's right.
For all your steel supplies, it has to be Centurion Steel. Centurion.com.au.
G'day, it's Tex Walker from the Crows.
Come on.
Tex.
Good morning, Tex. How are you?
Morning, Dits, Loz and Roo.
Now, a bit of a sad day yesterday. Let's hear from Rory Sloane. Here he is addressing the players.
It's because you love what you do. You cherish all those moments in the locker rooms, the moments on the ground, the moments training together, the hard moments, the enjoyment of those wins after games. It's more that realisation you've got to let that go, and that's probably why I'm going to stick around and hang out the rest of the year.
Have to nearly be the perfect teammate, wouldn't he?
Not have to be, he is.
Yep.
There's
Perfect
a
club
lot of pollen
person.
yesterday, Roo. A lot of pollen. I don't know where to start with Sloane. He's, I've been there with him for 16 years. You just knew every single time you ran out the race, you never had to worry about Sloane because you just knew exactly what you were going to get. And it's funny, like he addressed the group yesterday and said, all I wanted to do was play hard footy, be a better run defensively, run out defensively, and when I got the opportunity, I want to finish my work. That's what I wanted to be known as. I'm like, mate, if you could write your script, that's exactly how you'd write it. Like, he's the most honest footballer I've ever played with. Tough, tough, hard. Just knew when the moment was there, he had to stand up. And then, obviously, our families have become very close away from footy and within footy as well. And, it's very sad that he's finishing. Like, I don't get to play with him one more time. He doesn't get to kick to me one more time. We don't get to celebrate one more time. But I'm looking forward to, we've both got caravans now, and we're going to go and make a lot of memories doing caravanning around Australia.
God.
And trying to explain to my boys last night that Rory's retiring, and I said to Sonny and Bodie yesterday, you better come down the rooms, otherwise I'm going to have two very, very sad boys.
He's
Hugo and Louis. So, he's just a beautiful human. So's Belle, and their 4 kids there. we've created so many memories, but so many more to come.
Just imagine in years to come, you're having a quiet time in the caravan park, and the Walkers and the Sloanes pull up next to you.
Yeah. Someone throws a footy out there.
Bloody hell!
How good would that be?
Hey, got to be kidding.
Caravan park
No, but
and
actually, we
turn into
go.
a zoo.
Loz, I know you agree with this. Go back, a couple of years. That photo of your two little boys is still one of the greatest photos I've ever seen in sport when they're in the change room.
We've got that hanging up at home, so does Sloane and Bell, but they're just...
Oh, so cute.
The kids are now at the age like, can we go to AFL Max with the Sloanes? Can we go down to the Sloanes? Like, can we go down there and play and have dinner? Can we go to the beach? They just love them, and it's very sad, but it's one of those things you look back and go, wow, how lucky were we as a family of the Adelaide Footy Club to have such an amazing human to represent our footy club, and all our young kids have been able to come and develop and grow through our footy club and have an idol like Sloane.
And he got everything out of his body, and that's all you can ask. He tried to milk it right at the end. He said he was that close to playing again, and he wanted to play on again last year, and even the year before that when he did his knee, lots of people wanted to write him off and retire him. But I think champions like Rory Sloane get to decide when they retire, and I think, even though the supporters out there saying, well, he should have retired last year, he hasn't done anything this year, he has a huge amount of influence around the club at the moment. And he's going to continue for the rest of this year. And I think even if he doesn't play a game, he's worth more than pick 80 for 12 months.
Worth more than that. Yeah, and he's had an amazing career and got every bit of talent, hard work out of himself. I love him.
That clash with Dangerfield in the 2017 prelim, I reckon, is one of the most iconic moments. And the photo of him standing up on his knees and Danger flat on his back. I reckon that is just an iconic picture in football.
Oh, bloody oath it is.
Courageous. Tex Walker's in the studio. We'll talk showdown in just a moment.
We will, and we'll get his joke of the week. Remember last week he said this joke.
Well, did you know Sylvester Stallone is on his third marriage?
Really?
Is he?
Yep. But I guess his first one was Rocky. And his second one was Rocky too.
That was an absolute cracker. I couldn't stop laughing for ages. And then I heard Bill's joke the day before.
Did you know that Sylvester Stallone, Jim?
Oh, my God.
Well, it's hard to get out.
Sylvester Stallone. It's not hard to get out.
Was married 3 times?
No.
3 times, Jim. His first marriage was Rocky.
Oh, no.
And his second marriage was Rocky too.
What's going on, Tex?
You sure it was the day before or day after?
No, it was the day
before.
I'm not sure about that. He's
Sandra
copied
Sully.
me. Speaking of Sandra Sully, she's
in
copped up a little bit.
Tex. All right, big build up to a Thursday showdown. What do you think about a Thursday night, Tex?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah?
Love Thursday nights, The weekend comes quicker. Everyone's overworked by Thursday, aren't they? So
Have the weekend off.
Have the weekend off, and I'm actually heading to Sydney Friday.
What are you doing in Sydney?
Well, my old man got inducted into the New South Wales Hall of Fame. So
Really?
my brother, sister, and I are all
For
going to
football or just
for footy. Yeah,
the whole state?
So we're all going to go over
For being
Friday.
Texas dad.
Yeah.
So do you mean the whole of New South Wales?
Yep.
Gee, that's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they do it in Sydney.
It's in Sydney. There's a dinner on Friday night, so we'll
Right.
get the win Thursday and head over with a big smile on my face.
So he's the most talented man in your family, then, isn't
Second.
he? Yeah. Okay. Now
After
that's
your
debatable.
Showdown's, Showdown's 27-0 after 54 games.
Is it really?
Crows have won
27-0?
3 of the last 4 to get it even.
Yeah.
And Port are slight favourites this week.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, you'd say maybe big favourites Port Adelaide, but the last couple of weeks they've come back a peg or two, and now a couple of injuries. You've got to be confident coming into the game.
Yeah, well, I think over the past month, albeit we haven't had the results we wanted, I think we've started to play a lot better footy. And on the weekend, we we certainly saw the way we wanted to play. So, yeah, I'm confident going into Sunday night. Sunday.
Thursday.
I won't be there if it's Sunday. On Thursday night.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's going to be a great contest. We always know showdowns, no matter where Port or Crows are on the ladder, it's always a great contest. So I'm sure we'll put on a great display Thursday night.
Yep, definitely. No
Smith
doubt
and
about that.
Berry back, you think, or opportunities to come back, both of those?
Yeah, we'll have a little run around tomorrow. So we'll assess them tomorrow. And Butsy had a good one in the reserves on the weekend. So, yeah, it's getting hard at selection for us, which we probably haven't had this year.
It's good to get a few blokes back.
I must say a big thank you to you, Christopher.
Are you going to be nice to me?
once. This
kidding.
is for once and once
Bloody
only.
hell. Right,
This would make me
okay.
uncomfortable.
You
Don't like
organised for me and a couple of the boys to meet and greet Bryson DeChambeau.
Yep. Down at the golf.
On Thursday last week down
See a
at
golfer.
the Grange Golf Club. And the whole time that you'd been organising, I was saying to Ellie, I was saying to the boys, we might be getting stitched up. We might be getting stitched up.
Oh, yeah.
And I was telling them the story, and they were looking at me like, you're getting stitched up the whole time. But I was like, nah, I trust Ditz. And you come through, mate, and I want to say a big thank you. You're a beautiful man.
No,
so
I'm glad you got.
Much for
Well, do you know the
organising that.
backstory, which is really nice, I reckon.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm a Port man. I, love my Port Adelaide, but because I play at Grange, a couple of greenkeepers contacted me and said Bryson DeChambeau 12 months ago wanted to go to the Crows, but
Yeah.
you weren't playing at home that weekend. Wanted to go and meet the players, go for a tour of the
American?
facilities. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's how this all came about. That he actually wanted to meet you, bloke. So I think it's great. And you gave him a Guernsey, didn't you?
We
the other
did,
day?
yeah. Well, he played in the Brad, who played in the Pro-Am with him last year. They were playing the hole that ran along the back of West Lakes where we train. And he was like, oh, who's that over there? That's,
Yeah.
so
that's
that's
how it
how
all
he
come
found
about.
out,
And Brad and Steve, is
Yeah.
it? Steve
Aussie, Steve Osborne, who's sorted it all out. Yeah.
They were great fellas,
Yeah.
really good fellas. So we'll
Yeah.
have to have a round of golf there one day.
Yeah.
And, can we play together? Like, we've been all.
You are the most annoying golfer I've ever played with, though.
Yeah.
He talks in your backswing. There's no etiquette. He does everything wrong. He's shocking.
Tex, you've got
He
to have
laughs at
etiquette
every
on the
shot I
golf
play.
course,
Hopes I
Serena.
miss it.
Welcome to Live Golf.
Yeah.
In the playoff hole, they were all booing
Yeah.
the opposition,
Yeah.
and everyone
Didn't
was.
someone get thrown on the green from like the watering hole? I saw.
Yeah,
Or
that
being
was
dangled.
Lucas Herbert's caddy. Got a full ward ball
I
thrown.
know.
Hit him with that.
I
Yeah,
saw
yeah, it
that.
wasn't good. Yeah.
What an idiot.
Yeah. Anyway, Tex, play well Thursday night. Not too well, but just play well.
Give us a gag
All right.
before you go. Hopefully Bill hasn't used it yesterday.
Yeah, is this
No, well,
original
you-
material or
Well, you know, I like writing books. I like reading them.
Oh, right.
You're writing books?
Yeah, I'm writing a book about reverse psychology. Don't buy it.
That's very deep for you.
It is.
See you, team.
See you, mate.
Yeah, mate.
It's Rory, Ditz, Loz, and Tex Walker there on Triple M. Why?
AutoCam, real-time video from Automasters. Triple M's Rumour Mill, Adelaide's most listened to segment. Hear it every day at 7:40 on Roo, Ditz and Loz.
Now, once again, if you have a rumour, 133353 or 0488851047, you can win $1,000 for the best rumour of the month. Mine today is about the retail sector. There is a fast fashion international retail giant.
What's fast fashion?
So fast fashion is more cheaper sort of end, lower end clothing that just,
Doesn't last.
No, doesn't last. It's actually it's terrible for the environment and it's all that. But there's a lot of brands that are fast fashion. So you're sort of
cheaper.
more... Yeah. Your more high-end stuff is probably made with a little bit more care and that's why you pay a bit more and it lasts longer. But fast fashion isn't like that. Anyway, they're leaving Australia, this brand. They're pulling all their stores out and we haven't had them for that long. We've probably had them for about 5 years.
Would most people know the brand?
Yeah. I can't say what it is, but... most people would know. They do male and female. It's a chain and they're quite big.
So if I went to the big shopping centres or down Rundle Mall, I would see this brand.
Maybe not Rundle, maybe Rundle Mall.
Okay.
Maybe not. But there
Big
they
retailer.
exist in South Australia.
What is it? Because they're financially in trouble.
Yeah,
Are
I don't think they're going fantastically. But I'll be personally annoyed because I like this brand.
Oh.
Shop there. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, all right. Hey, just something out of the weekend, out of the football. It's not a good story. This happened at the MCG, a massive punch-up in the members, which doesn't happen at the mighty MCC, the Melbourne Cricket Club. 2 people fisticuffs, and it was over not standing for the national anthem, which is sort of
Anzac
un-Australian.
Day.
On Anzac Day.
Why wouldn't you stand
Bit
up?
un-Australian. And the story goes, one fella's looked over and said, hey, bit of respect, mate, get up. And the bloke said, mind your own business. And then it was on. And it's going to be investigated. It was actually a very, very ugly scene in the
There's
MCG.
no excuse unless you're in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, maybe there
or-
was something going on and they weren't physically able to stand up. You
No.
don't know.
We know.
Really?
The bloke just said, mind your own business. I'll stand if I want to. It was one of
Okay.
those situations. And then a huge punch-up in front of a lot of kids and that sort of thing. So it wasn't a good...
In front of kids?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Oh, come on.
So that's going to be investigated by the MCC, and those people may no longer go to the footy, I don't think.
Peter Malinowskis is on fire at the moment. I think he's the most popular premier in Australia. He could easily be a Prime Minister in the not-too-distant future. I think he's going that well. We went to the Carbine Club lunch last Wednesday, Ditch, that you're the president of. He got clapped there. He got cheered. It's probably 80% Liberal crowd.
That's right.
He is just on fire.
Yep.
Couldn't be any more popular
Yep.
at the moment. He's a great fella. He's a normal fella. He's the most normal politician I think any of us have ever met. And that's probably half the reason or majority of the reason why he's succeeding. Now, obviously, he's still got stuff to do with ramping. That's clearly not at the level that he or anyone in the state wants it to be, and there's other issues as well that he's got to get on top of. But one of the areas that he is making a big improvement to our state is through sport, and he's doing it really well. Following Jeff Kennett's lead in Melbourne, which turned Melbourne from a struggling state to an absolute powerhouse, the sporting capital of the world. It's changed our perception of what Adelaide is, and it's changed its reputation by doing that. Adelaide's now a cool place to come to, and people talk about Adelaide as an exciting place. He got V8 supercars back when that's what part of his election promise was. He got Gather Round, which has been just a huge success. That's in the world of AFL footy. He's done Live Golf now, which was a real punt at the start to take that on. It's now the best golf tournament in the world. That's to go on the back of Tour Down Under that we do really well in January. We've also got cricket test matches that have always been a success. That's on the back of Fringe and Adelaide and other shows like that as well. But I reckon there's another opportunity that we're missing out on at the moment, and it's staring everyone right in the eyes, and that is revitalising Victoria Park. Now, there's a lot of people out there who don't like horse races and don't like gambling. That is not, they're a big part of it, but it's not what it's all about. Football is not all about football. Cricket is not all about cricket. Golf is not all about golf's not all about golf. The Tour Down Under is not all about bike. It's about socialising. It's about getting out to our great state and having a look around. Vic Park is the most beautiful, underutilised land in Adelaide. Look, it's used a lot for pedal-pre and bike riding and running and jogging and walking, and they have the car races there a little bit as well, but it sits idle a lot of the time, and that'd make a lot of people happy, the greenies that like keeping things the way they are. But why can't we make it a hell of a lot better space? If years ago when they used to do the twilight horse races in December with C-grade to D-grade facilities there for horse racing, to get 10,000 people there on a Thursday or Friday night, which is bigger than the Adelaide Cup does, the biggest race of the year at Morphettville. Victoria Park is an absolute beautiful place, and if we build a purpose-built facility at Vic Park you could nearly do it as a pop-up, like what they do with the corporate facilities like at Live Golf, and they could do that for a few years to put their toe in the water to see if they could make another horse racing carnival in Adelaide. They could do it with pop-up, or they could build a proper one long-term. But if you have a look what Sydney have done with their racing now, with races over there like the Everest, which is a $20 million race, the Golden Eagle, which is a $10 million race, they have turned Sydney racing upside down and now are really rivaling Melbourne for the place to be for the big races. And it's not about the horses, it's not about the punting, it is about fashion and and fun,
food
and
wine
socialising, food and wine and all of that. And Victoria Park, I would bet my life on it that if we did it well, which we do every sporting event well in South Australia, as I said, from bike riding to footy to cricket to supercars, whatever we do it well. We would do Victoria Park brilliantly. It would be beautiful in there amongst the gum trees. Would get people coming from interstate, overseas, everything, and it would be an absolute no-brainer. It could work with the race cars. It could work with pedal-pre and joggers and walkers. It'd still be absolutely brilliant. It'd just be used more often. And I just think it's an absolute dead-set opportunity that we are wasting at the moment. And I think Mally can basically do whatever he wants. He should grab the ball by the horns and take hold of it.
Big idea, Roo. Roo, the entrepreneur, has got a big idea for Adelaide.
Well, I think it is a good idea. It's not my idea. There's plenty of people out there that have already spoken about it. It's huge interstate. It could be huge here. Put night racing in there as well. If you go to, anyone's lucky enough to go to Hong Kong, go to the night racing over there and see what it's like. It is absolutely spectacular and would be at Vic Park as well. Let's go to Aberfoyle Park. Franca, what do you think about what we should be doing in Adelaide?
Well, I think if you're going to have a horse race, which is great, I like the concept, but I think use Morfettville because it's just been renovated, it's accessible by trams. I think what we should be doing is celebrating our multiculturalism in Adelaide. We have a lot of nationalities. They have a lot of their own individual festivals. Bring them all together, showcase our flavour, so to speak. And, everyone brings something. You could have caber tossing, you could have Greek food. You could have
Irish
some
dancing.
African musicians. Irish dancing.
Bocce, yeah.
Dancing, 100%. Some bocce, things like that. And bring together the foods, the cultures, and really showcase our melting pot that Adelaide is.
All right, good idea, Franca. Thanks for that. Mick, Happy Valley, what do you think about Roo's idea?
Yeah, I don't mind Roo's idea, but I've got a couple myself.
Yeah.
The first one's just out of spite to get the Grand Prix back off the Bitty Vicks.
Love a spite.
Not that I hold a grudge, but the other one is the Red Bull air racing. What about if we did something along the coastline from Glenelg to Henley and really showcased how beautiful Adelaide is?
Do they do that in Australia anywhere?
I think they've done it in Sydney, haven't they?
I reckon
Yeah.
Perth as well. I've seen it in Perth, I think.
Perth, yeah.
Yeah, all right, good on you,
Not a
Mick.
bad idea.
Let's keep the ideas coming.
Let's head to Victor Harbour. G'day, Ellie. What's your idea?
I've got an idea. It's a celebration of summer where you get everyone together and do barbecues, wine, whatever it is that we love. But then the whole thing is really circled around being sun smart, and they do free skin checks for the whole weekend.
Brilliant.
Okay.
I like that.
All right, thanks,
That's
Ellie.
good.
That'll bring them in.
Yeah.
Let's go to Beverly. G'day, Phil. Hey, Phil.
Hey, guys. G'day. How are you guys?
You've got an idea?
Yeah, look, I think you should integrate the Victoria Park with the Velo 500. You can actually have a crossover section in that race course.
I think it's actually
Build
been
one
floated already to the Premier, that idea.
Build one stadium, or, a number of stadiums around it, and then you can actually have that integrated so you're not putting a stadium up and down every 6 months of the
That's
year
right.
and blocking off sections of race or roads and stuff like that. By doing that, you keep the people in the city. The money keeps spent in the city. People stay in the city. Adelaide's unique in the sense that you've got the availability to have a race course adjacent to the city. No city in Australia has that availability.
No.
So by doing that, you're doing the same as what we've done with Adelaide Oval.
Exactly.
In the city, and everyone's staying there and enjoying themselves and using the hospitality section, which is...
Oh, he's dropping in and out, but I like his energy.
Enough of that.
No, I jokingly said in the hook that you said you had an idea for an event, and I said, what is it, Groovin' the Roo instead of Groovin' the Moo? But me and my mate Tomo, who also works Triple M, we've been messaging, and he goes, Groovin' the Roo, that actually wouldn't be bad. He goes, imagine a festival at Waikerie. And I said, ooh, Kevin Bloody Wilson, headline act. Tomo said, get the jets on the riverbank, camp at the Oval, $2 bacon and egg sangers in the morning.
Not quite what I was thinking.
Oh.
I'll go for the races.
A double to the showdown. Who did you like, Roo?
Let's give it to the last caller, Phil from Beverly. Well done, Phil.
Well done, Phil.
You're
Have
off
a
to the showdown.
combined track of car races and horse races.
Brilliant stuff, Rory Sloane. Rory!
Ball spits out the back. Kesey's coming through. Look at McCreary trying to take him on. Sloane with a big wrap-up tackle. Great tackle. Big time from Rory. 53 from home. Big fly. Sloane. We'll get a look at the Harvey Norman. That was over both. Just hands in the back, sat on his head. Oh, big smother. Real good stuff by Sloane. That was captain stuff from Rory.
Long inside 50. Sloane! Big Rosa!
And it's a good grab. It was a good grab. Pulls the trigger deep. Menzel should mark it. Over the top, Danger. Oh! Sloane knocked him out. Rory Sloane's knocked Danger out. He hasn't moved. Unbelievable hit. And he doesn't know where he is, Danger. Massive bump, Rory Sloane.
God, I've got the tingles. I love getting the tingles. It takes a bit for me to get them, but Rory Sloane has been a superstar for the Crows. He retired yesterday. He's exactly the type of player you'd love playing with, and he's exactly the bloke you'd go up and shake his hand before and after the game if he was on the opposition. I think fans love him all around Australia. I think he'll get a standing ovation Thursday night at Adelaide Oval at the Showdown. And we had Tex Walker in earlier, and this is what Tex said about Rory. Great, mate.
You just knew every single time you ran out the race, you never had to worry about Sloane because you just knew exactly what you were going to get. And the most honest footballer I've ever played with.
Tough,
and then
fair.
tough, hard. Just knew when the moment was there, he had to stand up. And then obviously our families have become very close away from footy and within footy as well. And it's very sad that he's finishing. Like, I don't get to play with him one more time. He doesn't get to kick to me one more time. But I'm looking forward to, we've both got caravans now and we're going to go and make a lot of memories doing caravanning around Australia.
Yeah, nicely said, Tex. Very, very good.
Yeah.
255 games, 16 seasons, and a captain of the club. What a player.
For about a 5-year period, he was in the top 10 players in the comp, I reckon, in about 2012 to 2017. Absolute star. So good on you, Rory, and Belinda and the kids. Hopefully, great life after footy.
So lap of honour for him Thursday night. We asked Tex about the build-up to the Showdown as well.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah?
Love Thursday nights. Yeah, well, I think over the past month, albeit we haven't had the results we wanted, I think we've started to play a lot better footy. And on the weekend, we certainly saw the way we wanted to play. So, yeah, I'm confident going into Thursday night.
Yep.
Showdowns, no matter where Port or Crows are on the ladder, it's always a great contest.
Yeah, good on you, Tex. Now, from a Port Adelaide point of view, we know there are injury concerns, none bigger than their captain, Connor Rosie, the hamstring strain out of the weekend. Will he play? Let's hear from assistant coach Josh Carr.
I think he's a chance, but it's probably a small chance. But he's definitely, he's walking around, he can't feel it on walk.
Don't know.
I reckon he's a good chance to play. We know Aaliyah will not be and Sam Powell-Pepper won't be, and we know Jeremy Finlayson's back from suspension. So we'll watch this space over the next couple of days.
All right, now I've got 2 doubles to give away to the Showdown thanks to McGain Real Estate, Roo. Now, what McGain's would like you to do is go to their Facebook page or their Instagram page and register, and in the comments section, tell them who you would like to take on Thursday night. They've got 2 doubles to give away to the Showdown, so go to McGain Real Estate, Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, those Showdown tickets up for grabs, all thanks to McGain Real Estate. And that's our look at sport, all thanks to Sports Card World in Regent Arcade Rundle Mall. Speaking of sport, now you can take the footy anywhere you go. Just download the Listener app, select Triple M Adelaide and listen in live. It's Rude, it's and Loz for your Tuesday morning. Triple M.
New Hilux in stock with bonus $1,000 accessories at Peter Kittle Toyota. 3 generations, 1 topic.
Have you ever heard of the generation gap?
On Triple M Breakfast,
Generation gap.
it's the generation gap.
We've got all generations covered here. Emily, good morning, Em.
Morning.
What are you, a millennial?
No, I'm a Gen Z.
Gen Z,
What does
right?
that mean? When were you born? What year?
98.
Okay, Sammy.
98.
Sammy, the unsound man. What are you?
Well, that's quite good, tits.
I'm a Gen X, born
Okay.
1979.
All right, there you go. And we got Praddy, the grumpy old man. How are you,
Yep.
Praddy?
I'm just old.
Yeah,
What
okay.
year were you born, Freddie?
You're 1950.
Had the Roman
that's all
calendar
right.
started then? Or?
Oh, gee.
I'm so sorry.
Now, the topic this morning, a bit of discipline needed here, please, because we've been talking about school discipline in recent days. And even about a week ago, there was an article about haircuts at school. Some parents are saying, no, my kid should be allowed to be an individual and have whatever they like. And then there are those that are saying that at our big private schools, we want some discipline, we want rules. And you went to a private school.
Yes.
Do you like the rules? Do you like the discipline? Or should it just be random and let everyone do what they want?
No, I think I like the rules. We were like, if our hair was too long, cut.
Yep.
It had to be in a ponytail, tied back.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, obviously, then it goes to the dress, had to be below the knee, all that stuff.
And if
But
your hair wasn't, what's the discipline? What would happen?
you just get heaps of reminders, reminders, and they were called demerits,
How many
right?
reminders you get before as
It was
consequence?
3, I think, and then you got detention. I think it's good. I don't think you should. I think that teaches you, respect and that you should present yourself well.
All right, let's go to Praddy, the grumpy old man. How do you see this one, Praddy?
I've gone through boarding school at King's College, which was now Pembroke, uniform, surfing industry came in, and kids use peroxide to dye their hair. And then the Beatles set the trend with hair that just took off, and the Rolling Stones. That's an expression of an emerging culture. That shouldn't determine the uniformity of what you're talking about. It's called discipline. Try discipline in the house. Try discipline at school. Look at those unruly kids who come down from Belair on bikes and just plonk their bikes and catch the train home because they're too lazy to push up the hill. So there is an absolute lack of discipline. You can get away with anything. There's a whole range of things that the 2020 industry has lost, but not hair, not uniform. It doesn't impact upon...
so are you saying they should be able to have whatever haircut they want, or they shouldn't?
What's the hair do? Look at the footballers who go out. Look at the.
Yeah, but if you're not doing what you're told at school and you're having a haircut that's outside the line, isn't that you're picking it up at that point? So you're bringing in some standards.
If there's a discipline laid down by a school or an institution and a workplace, I mean, are you allowed to wear anything when you come to work?
Yeah, we kind of are. We're in radio though. Right, Sammy. Sammy, what do you think?
Yep. Right.
I agree with Praddy, which is strange because I don't normally.
How could you agree with Praddy on this?
Well, I blame the footballers. They've all got crazy shaved sideburns and bloody half mohawks and everything. So the kids,
you know what, you weren't allowed to have haircuts like that 10 years ago in football. Imagine what Choco Williams, when Donald Dickey rolled up with a mohawk in the game, what did he do to him?
No, he went crazy.
It's all about you, Donald.
But the kids watch the footy all weekend and then they go to school and they want to be just like their favourite footballers, so they want to get the same haircuts.
Dusty,
yeah, why can't you say no to the kids?
Yeah, but we're talking about school though. The other thing is kids want to rebel. So if school says you can't do this, that makes a kid want to do it even more.
Is it a long bow to draw that if you can tell a kid what, if a kid does what you say with their hair, that means that they're going to be obedient in every other way? Mm-hmm. Or should they just be allowed to have the hair they want it, and that doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be a bad student just because they have a mohawk, you know? Like, does them
if
having...
the uniform's not right then, Loz?
Well,
where do you stop and start?
Well, this is a very good question. When I was at school, they were so obsessed with our uniforms. And I mean, like, obsessed. And we had a teacher that used to come around with makeup wipes and, like, wipe our face in the classroom. And if there was makeup on it, we would haul it out, you know. And it actually got in the way of the education, ironically, because we were more concerned with the length of the skirt than what was going into our head. Like, became a whole thing. We used to have assemblies about it. Whereas if they were just more chill with it, it wouldn't have become such a thing.
If you chilled with it, though, then the level would have gone higher and higher and higher, and there would have been 3 earrings, and there would have been more makeup.
Or does it plateau because the interest in it just becomes normal? You know, if we,
it's a good question.
If we let people go, what they're going to have, you know, they're going to go absolutely wild.
Is that what's happening at school now? We've let it go, and we've led to where they want to turn it back.
Well, maybe a kid with a healthy home life and a healthy school life and they're not going to be completely obsessed with having crazy hair, and that hair isn't going to necessarily indicate that they're badly behaved in any other way. But in those extreme circumstances, if a child wants to have really full on, like, blue hair and all this stuff, maybe have a look at why they are so obsessed with rebelling and what's going on with them.
Look at everyone's difference of opinions in all the group and age and sex that we've got here, and how can you make a decision that suits everyone?
Exactly. Hey, good discussion.
Thanks for checking out the Rudits and Loz podcast, driven by the Ford Ranger Raptor, inspired by desert racing. Ford Ranger Raptor has been developed by the Australian design and engineering team with Ford Performance DNA for true enthusiasts.